There we go. I think now we've got sound coming through, and it is probably coming through like too loud. Okay. So let's see if we get one comment from somebody out there in the hockey world. I see somebody retracted question about being muted, so hopefully you can hear me now. Sorry about that. That's what happens with live. That's how you know we're not faking it, and this isn't AI because AI just wouldn't have the same kind of personality that we've got good. So, all right, I am the Dan-Dalin, a positive influence, and I am one of the broadcasters that's going to be bringing the AAU Nationals to you live from the Igloo in Jacksonville, Florida. I have commissioners with me here this evening, other broadcasters with me here this evening, and we're going to talk a little bit about the tournament, what you can expect, and find out just who is ranked where. So first off, I want to talk about the Division II rankings. And to talk to us about Division II is our commissioner for D2,
which is the Empire, and we have the NEIHC, which is our New England League, and we have our Upstate New York College Hockey League. And we are sending 12 teams to nationals at the Igloo in Jacksonville. And just a little rundown. Some of them are returning teams. Some of them are new teams. Sure. So, like I said, we have 4 conferences, and that is the ACC, the Empire, the New England, and the Upstate New York. So, the 12 teams that we're bringing to nationals this year in Jacksonville, some are returning. We have a couple brand new teams, their first year. So, just a little bit of a breakdown. Starting off at number 1 ranked. And the D2 men's was Bishops. Bishops, they are returning. They went to the semifinals last year. So that's one team to watch out for. Our number 2 team, Anna Maria, they also went to the semifinals last year. They had a really tough game against Tampa, so it's good to see them back. Number 3, you've got Brockport, which is out of the upstate New York. They played a pretty tough schedule this year. They did a lot of crossover games. Number 4, you got Anna Maria. They had a pretty good schedule, 12-5. So we're looking forward to them, and they come out of the New England. You got Maine. Maine is one of our new teams that's coming in, and they are ranked number 5. So they come out of that New England. Number 6 is actually Cortland. Cortland finished pretty strong with a record in upstate New York of 7-0. They were undefeated, so it's good to see them back. They're a returning team. You got Delaware. Delaware had a full dance card this year. They had a lot of games. I believe they had 28 games. So you got to watch out for them. Another newcomer coming in this year is Redeemer. I had a chance to watch Redeemer a couple weeks ago, so it's a tough team right there. You got some big boys, so they're making their first appearance down to Jacksonville. Then we have Penn State Harrisburg. They're sitting at number 9. They're returning also. They had a solid record this year also in the Empire, so they came in at number 9. And then you got Paul Smith sitting at number 12. Paul Smith is from the Adirondacks. They finished up pretty much with the most points in our upstate New York league. with 36 points, and I think their overall record was 19-8-0. So you got to watch out for them. And then you got Niagara. Niagara was a team that finished very, very strong in the end, and they actually qualified at number 11, so we're happy to see them. And this is probably one of my favorite teams here, sitting at number 12, Elon. It's their first appearance to AAU National Championship. They come out of the ACC. Like I said, I think they're a sleeper team. They finished in the top of their conference with a record of 1-5. So that's a sleeper team right there. So that's kind of a breakdown of our D2. I know we have some individual comments from some of your people. So go ahead, take it away.
That's my bad. We're going to go backwards with this one. So we're starting with Elon University here, ACHA Division II, based out of North Carolina. They're coached by Travis Harris. And just a little bit about the team overall. Their top scorer, that belongs to Jay Carter this year. 8 goals. That's nice and solid for him. Sam Chairman was the top assist leader with 6. And just going off of their points leaders, Jay Carter with 13, averaged just under 2 points per game. Pat Drury had 2.5 points per game with 10. Marco Matola had 8 with 2 points per game in his 4 games that I was able to find. Nick Lancaster played 10 games. He had 0.7 points per game, and he had 7 points overall. And then Roman Kostrowski was 7 points across his 9 games, averaging 0.78 points per game. Their goaltender, Wells Masterton, with a final record of 6-3-1, a 3.99 GAA, and a .865 save percent. Certainly an Elon team to watch out for in this playoffs. That then moves us over. Their goaltender, Wells Masterton, final record of 6.99 GAA, and a .865 save percent. To the Niagara University Purple Eagles. Sorry, I was hearing myself there for a sec. They're an ACHA D2 team based out of Ontario, Canada. They're coached by Dan-Dalin. Hope I'm saying that correctly. And then their top scorer, that belongs to Ben McCroby. He's got 20 goals this season. Their top assist leader, Logan Scanlon, with 24. And then their points leaders, Sean Walsh, 41 points. Way to blow it out of the park. Averaged 1.5 points per game there in his 26 appearances. Ben McCroby had a modest 39 with 1.63 points per game in his 24 appearances. Ethan Knopf had 34 points in his 26 games, averaging 1.3 per game. Logan Scanlon appears again with 32 points, 1.23 per game in his 26 appearances. And then Jim DiMatteo with 27 points, 1.808 per game in his 25 appearances. Josh LaSalle is the main goaltender with a final record of 12-0-1 with a 1.84 GAA and a .934 save percent. Certainly another team to keep an eye out on. That moves us over to the Paul Smith's Bobcats, based out of the ACHA Division II and coached by Casey Garish. Their top goal scorer is Colin Trappis with 16 goals. Their top assist leader, Attila Quinzel, with 38. Quinzel led the team with 50 points, 1.92 points per game in 26 appearances. That's followed by Colin Palmer with 34, 1.25 points in 27 game appearances. Sean Wright had 28, just above 1 point per game in 27 game appearances. Colin Trappis appears again with 28 points, 1.07 points per game in his 26 game appearance. And Nick Ogden with 24 points, 0.88 points per game in his 27 game appearances. Kevin Zamazal had a 6-5 record with a 3.21 goals against average and a .916 save percent as the head of goaltending for the Bobcats. Following up a team that I am very familiar with, the Nittany Lions of Harrisburg. Taking a little bit of a look at them, they're led by top scorer Paul Smith, who has 12 goals this season, and their top assist leader is Blake Hansen with 13. And we're just going to go over the point leaders here now. Blake Hansen had 24 in the season, right? 1.09 points per game, 22 games played. Jacob Huang, 21 points, 1.11 points per game in 19 game appearances. Paul Smith, 20 points, 0.95 points per game, 21 game appearances. Peyton Smith had 11 for 0.58 points per game in 19 game appearances. And Andrew Zabalski, 24 points and 0.88 points per game in 27 game appearances. A team that just all around has really kept up its consistency over the last couple of years, especially as players have transitioned out as they graduated. Nolan Harner is the starter with 7-5-1. He's played the most games for the Lions this season with a 2.98 GAA and a .907 save percent. That is the Harrisburg Nittany Lions. That moves us on to the Redeemer Royals, who are coached by PJ Buys, based out of Hamilton, Ontario, Canada. Andrew Van Dyke is their top scorer with 11 goals. He's also their top assist leader with 14 and their top points leader with 25, 2.27 points per game in 11 games played. Follow that up with Ethan Hawke with 17 points, 1.89 points per game in 9 games played. Tucker Copeland, 15 points and 1.36 points per game in 11 games played. Jake Voskamp, 15 points, 1.36 points per game as well in 11 games played. And Leandre Jadoin, 0.91 points per game in 11 games played. Carson Merson is the top goaltender with a 7-3 record, a .89 goals against average, and a .915 save percent, as he's the top starter for this group. Moving on next to the Delaware Blue Hens. As an ACHA Division II Empire, they're coached by Joe Garrett. Charles Allen is their top scorer with 12 points, or 12 goals to his name, I should say, excuse me. Michael Gibbons, 18 assists to his name. He'll be their top assist leader. And then Gibbons leads the team in points with 24, 1.09 points per game in 22 games played. Alex Burchard, 22 points, 1 point per game exact in 22 game appearances. Ryan Anatra, 22 points, 1.16 points per game in 19 game appearances. Kyle Kosh, 21 points, just shy of 1.95 points per game in 22 game appearances. And then Zachary Solomon, 20 points, 0.95 points per game in 21 game appearances. Andrew Gotti is their top goalie with a 7-1 record, 2.72 goals against average, and a .932 save percent. Yeah. Of course. We definitely can. We ended off on Delaware, right? Because I'm still seeing Redeemer up there. I might be behind on Internet Quad. Yeah, let's go to SUNY Cortland. Why not? Right, they're next up on my list. We can hit them up. SUNY Cortland in the UNYCHL. We're just going over their top 3 point scorers. PJ Denoya with 23 points, 1.35 points per game, 17 games played. Nathan Smith with 22 points and 1.37 points per game, 16 games played. Sean Gorman, 22 points and 1.37 points per game in 16 games played. Kevin Ahern Jr. is our top goalie with 6-3 record and a .905 save percent. After that moves us over to Maine. Welcome to, I believe they said it was the first time that main tier. So very exciting for this group here. And just going over their point scores, Aaron Connolly, 27 points, 1.23 points per game, 22 game appearances. Follow that with Cooper Ireland, who had 26 points, 1.18 points per game, 22 game appearances. And then David Bachinan finishes him out with 22 points, 1.20 points per game, 20 game appearances. Brandon White is their top starter. Finished the season with a 6-9 record, 4.65 goals against average, and an 880 save percent. And then David Bachinan finishes him out with 23. That moves us next to Mass Maritime. Their top scorer, Landon Connor, and their top points leader here with 37, 2.06 points per game in 18 game appearances. Constantino Morocco will follow that up with 29 points, 1.81 points per game in 18 game appearances. Ryan Guidiano, 20 points. 5 points per game, 60 game appearances. Jack Braga is the starter, 9.42 record, 3.6 JA, and Morocco is safe for this Maritime Academy Buccaneers team. Next up on to Brockport, we have Quinn Molly, 25 points, 1.19 points per game in his 21 game appearances. Tyler Eberhardt, 24 points, 1.14 points per game in his 21 game appearances. Ryan Plouffe, 22 points, 1.1 point per game in his 20 game appearances. Rory Fitzpatrick with a 5-2 record of 0.64 goals against average of 0.91 save percent. That is our first one right here. 21 game appearances. Ryan Plouffe. This then moves us to Anna Maria. Robert Fedrusek with 5 points and blew this out of the water with 2.8 points per game, 23 games played. Followed by Jerome Myers with 4 points, 2.78 points per 0.19 points per game, 21 games played. And then Lauren Topher is the top goalie, 5-2, with a 0.64 goals against average, and 0.917 save percent. And then finally, to top it all off, we have Bishop's University, the number one team here, as they are coached by Jordan Shabbat. Their top scores, Mackinac 16 points, 1.14 points per game with 14 game appearances. Anderson Hop with 16 points, 1.23 points per game in 13 game appearances. And then Frederick Grenone with 15 points and 1.07 points per game in 14 game appearances. Jack McFarland is their top goalie with a 3 goals against average and 5.9% of the most appearances this year. And that's going to round out our D2 group here. And then Frederick Grenone with 15 points.
In Jacksonville with us now. Hear me having the same problems as Ian did. We're going to move on to Division 3. And to speak first about that, I believe we still have Casey with us. So let's check.
In the last few days, we were able to accommodate one more team. So we're going to have 17 teams down at Nationals for D3, which is, beyond exciting. A couple players to watch out for. The number one leading scorer in the country, George Broshasik, and I know I'm saying that wrong, from University of North Florida. The guy's got 99 points in 22 games, which is incredible. Another player to watch out for from Columbia, team captain Brandon Avazov. Player of the year last year, All-American. When you see this kid on the ice, you better watch out because he can do a lot of damage very, very quickly. Some teams that are going to be very strong. Of course, the top 5. Liberty, rated 2 points higher than everyone else in D3. Bama, St. John Fisher, JCC, and Fairfield. Those top 5 every one of those teams could take it down. Also joining Quincy was the late ad. They've been a strong team all year. It was really great to see that they could get everything together and join us down in Florida this coming week. So that's it for me. I will let the rest of the guys take over, and can't wait to see everyone down there. Thank you so much.
Hi, Dan, Commissioner. Thank you very much for being a part of this. We're going to start with number 17, University of North Florida, 15-6 record on the season, led by head coach Andrew Mangini. Leading scorer, of course, just mentioned moments ago, George Litzberg. Excuse me if I'm mispronouncing his name, but 22 games played, 69 goals, 30 assists, 99 very impressive. Second leading scorer, Jared Ireland, 16 goals, 34 assists, 50 points. And their third leading scorer, John Picho, 9 goals, 15 assists, 24 points. They're led by goaltender Matt Maroney, with a 65 record, a 4.88 goals against average, and a 7.93 save percentage. They're located in Jacksonville, Florida, so interesting enough, it'll be kind of like a tournament at home for them. Interesting. Moving on to the number 16 seed from the DVCHC, Alvernia University, with a 9-8 record, led by head coach Joe Borelli. Top three leading 13 goals, 20 assists, 33 points. John Bellatoni, 11 goals, 13 assists, 24 points. Benjamin Rauer, 6 goals, 18 assists, 24 points. Their leading goaltender, Jackson Lesko, 5-3 record, 8.59 save percentage, and a 4.38 goals against average. They're located in Reading, Pennsylvania, and they have won the DVCH3C in 2022, 2024, and last year, 2025. Sure, let me see if I can take. Okay. Is that any better? I wasn't able to adjust anything. Is that okay?
So hopefully you can hear me now. Sorry about that. That's what happens with live. That's how you know we're not faking it, and this isn't.
Is that any better, Dan? Okay. Moving on to number 15, Canisius University, 17-15-2 record, led by head coach Trevor Large. Top three scorers, Grant Porter, 12 goals, 22 assists for 34 points. Walter Zacher, 18 goals, 12 assists, 30 points. And Killian Keeker Olsen, 8 goals, 18 assists, 24 points. Top goaltender Chase Clark, 11-9-2 record, 2 ties, 9-6 save percentage, and a 2.71 goals against average. School is located in Buffalo, New York, and previously they have won their league title in 2023. Moving on, number 14, Buffalo State University, 9-16-1 record, led by head coach Stephen Murphy. Top three leading scorers, Lucas Signoretti, 13 goals, 15 assists, 28 points. Aaron Andrade, 10 goals, 8 assists, 18 points. And Vadim Kirakov, 9 goals, 7 assists, 16 points. They're led by goaltender Marcus Cumberworth, 3-10 record, 9.10 save percentage, and a 3.04 goals against average from Buffalo, New York, the Buffalo State University. Moving on to number 13, Stevenson University, 13-6 record, led by head coach Kenneth Burkhardt. Top scorers, Matteo Vinci, 14 goals, 19 assists, good for 33 points. Nico Soledad, 18 goals, 12 assists, 30 points. And Gavin Kane, 13 goals, 12 assists, 25 points. Leading goaltender Matthew Cunningham posted a 10-6 record this year, 8.68 save percentage, and a 3.61 goals against average. And I believe it's their first Nationals appearance. They have combined the Division II team and the Division III team together. Moving on to number 12. Just look for my papers here, 1 second. The University of Alabama in Huntsville, 14-4 record, led by head coach Tim Flynn. Top three scorers, Henry Hoff, 16 goals, 37 assists, 53 points. Keaton Watts, 25 goals, 24 assists, 49 points. And Hayden Ashcroft, 23 goals, 22 assists, 45 points. They're led by goaltender Aiden Tremblay, 6-2 record, .838 save percentage, and a .309 goals against average. This is their second Nationals appearance. Number 11, Springfield College, 7-7 record, led by head coach Timothy Fu. Excuse me, mispronounced that. Top 3 leading scorers, Preston Cloutier, 12 goals, 18 assists, 30 points. Mike Brilliard, 17 goals, 12 assists, 29 points. And Cam Force, 10 goals, 13 assists, good for 23 points. Their top goaltender is Dom Tuslakaios, excuse me if I mispronounced that, 6 goals against average, .778 save percentage, and a 5-5 record. They previously have won the NECHA Colonial Conference Championship in 2017 and 2018. Moving on, the number 10 seed, Columbia University, 9-8 record, led by head coach Will Mesa. Top 3 scorers, Brandon Avezov, previously mentioned by the commissioner, 31 goals this year, very impressive, 37 assists, 68 points in just 13 games. Chris Berner, 24 goals, 24 assists, 48 points, also in 13 games. And Ronan Robinson, 21 points, 14 goals, 7 assists in 16 games. Their goaltender, Frank Bowl, they pronounce it, excuse me, I mispronounced that, 7-4 record, .912 save percentage, .373 goals against average. And they're from New York, New York. Previously, they have won the 2025 Ivy League Championship as well, to add. Continuing on, number 9 seed, High Point University, 8-11 record, led by head coach Chris Trina. Leading scorers, Ryan Beanland, 10 goals, 10 assists, 20 points. Mason Heiss, 4 goals, 11 assists, 15 points. And Eddie Koza, 5 goals, 10 assists, 15 points. Goaltender Zachary Pudlewski, 3-4 record, .363 goals against average, .813 save percentage. Continuing on, we get to the top 8 seeds here. Lemoyne College, 7-4 record, led by head coach Ryan Monahan from Syracuse, New York. 3 leading scorers, Charles Catano, 9 goals, 10 assists, 19 points. Patrick Keeney, 8 goals, 9 assists, 17 points. And Jack Palman, 9 goals, 7 assists, 16 points. Top goaltender Rory Carnes, 5-2 record, .872 save percentage, .335 goals against average. And they also have won 4 times the UNYHL Championship of the league. Continuing on to the number 7 seed, the University of Georgia, 12-3 record, led by head coach Cole Jacobs. Top 3 scorers, Matthew Schwinkamp, 8 goals, 16 assists, 24 points. Ethan Johns, 15 goals, 8 assists, 23 points. William Selly, 12 goals, 9 assists, 21 points. Their goaltender, Tavon Dees, 12-3 record, 317 goals against average, and an .872 save percentage. They're located in Athens, Georgia, and look to make their mark in the tournament. Continuing on, top 6, number 6 seed, Quincy College, late addition to the tournament, good to have them. 9-6 record, Kyle Robinson, head coach. Top 3 scorers, Anthony Larkin, 15 goals, 10 assists, 25 points in 13 games. Aiden Burke, 8 goals, 13 assists in 13 games. Aiden Flynn, 6 goals, 9 assists, 15 points in 13 games. And their goaltender, Dylan Stegman, he's 7-5 on the year, 4.46 goals against average, and a .779 save percentage. Previously, this past season, congratulations to them, they won the NEIHC Conference Champs. So they're the current champions, and let's see what they can do in Jacksonville. Continuing on, the number 5 seed, Fairfield University from Fairfield, Connecticut, 12-4 record. Justin DiRinzio, head coach. Top 3 scorers, Shane Rady, 14 goals, 10 assists, 24 points in 15 games. Colby Orell, 10 goals, 11 assists, 21 points in 14 games played. Zachary Pers, 15 games played, 4 goals, 13 assists, 17 points. Their goaltender, Patrick Kirchner, 8-2-1 on the season, 3.46 goals against average, .875 save percentage. And they had won the 2019 ACHA Division III National Championship. So we'll see what they can do. As we get into the top 4 seeds, number 4, Jefferson Community College, 26-1 on the season, head coach Michael Ledoux. Top 3 scorers, number 1, Mason Savage, 27 games played, 25 goals, 14 assists, good for 39 points. Owen Bismarck, 26 games played, 16 goals, 18 assists, 34 points. Dylan Johnson, 23 goals, 10 assists, 33 points. And their goaltender, Avery Zinger, 12-1 record on the season, 284 goals against average, and a 911 save percentage. They're from Watertown, New York, and we'll see what they can do in the tournament. Moving into the top three, number 3 seed, St. John Fisher, 5-1 record on the season. Mateo Torres, 22 games played, 9 goals, 29 assists, 38 games played. Christian Ball, second leading scorer, 10 goals, 15 assists, 25 points. Dylan Joy, 5 goals, 19 assists, 24 points. And their goaltender, Derek Joy, 5-1 on the year, 904 save percentage, 290 goals against average. And they won the 2023 AAU College Hockey Championship. So we'll see what they can do, trying to win another championship. Top 2 seeds, number 2, the University of Alabama. Looking for my stats here. Here we go. 28-1 on the season, led by head coach Tommy Lancaster. Top 3 scorers, number 34, Luke Richards, 11 goals, 19 assists, good for 30 points. Reed Anastasio, 13 goals, 15 assists, 28 points. And their third leading scorer, number 10, Evan Simos, 10 goals, 16 assists, 26 points. Their goaltender, Tyler Terranova, 10-0 record on the season, perfect, 197 goals against average, and an 892 save percentage. And they were the 2023 Veterans Cup Championship, and they hail from Pelham, Alabama. And without further ado, the number 1 seed in the tournament, Liberty University, 16-2 record on the season. Will have a bye in the first round, led by head coach Josh Wagner. Top scorers, number 9, Roman Lamarus, 17 games played, 15 goals, 28 assists, 43 points. Second, number 15, Zach Lemons, 17 games played, 16 goals, 17 assists, 33 points. And third, Aiden Hannigan, 8 goals, 11 assists, 18 goals, 11 assists, 29 points in 17 games. Their goaltender, Trey Tompkins, 9-2 record, 282 goals against average, 895 save percentage. They hail from Lynchburg, Virginia, and they most recently won the ACCHL tournament this year and last year. Thank you, Dan. Sending it back to you.
Appreciate that. Again, so the Dan-Dalin back here. Before we go any further, I have been reading along the chat, and I want to say I'm loving it. Lots of banter going back and forth, and it's clean, no vulgarity, which is good. It's kind of like, towing that line. There's a difference between a hard check and a cross check. And the difference is 2 minutes. So you guys stay where you are. We'll keep you on the ice. I love the conversation going back and forth. I really, really do. Before I talk about some details about the women's portion of the Nationals Championship, I would like to introduce Donna Golub to tell us a bit about the ladies. Donna.
Hi. So the women's league definitely has grown a lot. We went from 2 years ago having 3 teams at the national tournament to 8. So last year's winner, Syracuse, undefeated this season. They're number 1. They're definitely the team to watch. Number 2 is Quinnipiac, followed by the first champions of the AAU women's tournament, Paul Smiths. In 4th place is Tampa, which they've been to the AAU national tournament at least the first year and the second year, I believe, followed by Springfield, High Point University, South Carolina in 7th, and then Georgia in 8th. So it's split very nicely between North and South. It should be a good tournament to watch. I'm really excited to see that we started with 3 teams going to the national tournament, all down to 8.
Appreciate the efforts that you put in to our AAU Nationals. So let's talk just a little bit more about the women's division. As you said, in 8th is Georgia, and the University of Georgia, a well-balanced team, top point scorers at 30 and 23 points, Paige Oaks and Georgia Verhaden. They've got, middle range, 13 assists and 11 assists. So I would imagine if you see the two of them out there on the ice together, you know that it's probably a power play or there's some serious goals about to be scored. In net for them, time is split between Sage Legault and Gabby Seidman. They're averaging between the two of them about 3 goals against average. So the University of Georgia Women's Hockey Club in 8th place there. In 7th, South Carolina, University of South Carolina. I love the Gamecocks logo. It looks like a hockey player with a big old bucket of hair. Their leading points getter, Grace Simon, with 28 points, 16 goals, 12 assists, making things happen. Between her and Veronica Anderson, who's got 10 goals and 8 assists, followed closely Cheyenne Wilson with another 6 assists. That could be a top line. We're working together out there. A lot of good footwork, good passing, and you never just know what's going to happen there. In net, their goalie, Mackenzie Cronin, a .703 save percentage, .444 goals against average. And together, they've been able to make it now right to the national championships. Looking forward to see them in Jacksonville. Coming in at 6th place, the High Point Panthers. And the High Point University, top points scores, there's 3 above 30. So 47 points in Georgia Frost. Emerson Moringue has 39, and Kaylee O'Brien 32 points, 14 of them goals. When you've got that many people sharing that many points, it's not just high-scoring games. It's a well-distribution of the puck across the different offensive lines. Not a lot of heroes. Instead, you've got people working together, and it's women's hockey games like that are the most enjoyable to watch. Their goaltending's been split between their tenders, Kate Nicolai and Ella Cianci. 5 games and 8 games between the two of them started, each of them over an .850 save percentage. So they're willing to take a beating and keep on going and giving that puck back out to that forward line. Like I said, over 90 points between the top 3 scorers. Now, if we go to the 5th place team in Springfield College, their women's hockey club, the Springfield Pride. Not as many games played between them, but still a wide distribution. Everybody that hits the ice gets to touch the puck, moving that puck around. Well distribution of points and goals amongst the team. So when they get out there, you don't come in ranked fifth, without performing some good miracles on ice. So can't wait to see their games coming up. In number 4, we have the Spartans. University of Tampa, they've got the shortest drive of any of the women coming. And again, their distribution of offense is well spread amongst their top 5 players. Between Laura McGregor, Kaylee Cronin, Lauren Clardy, Joey Burns, and Molly Braga, being able to distribute that puck and send it into the back of the net while in goal. Their 2 goaltenders, one with 6 and the other one with 5 games played, over a .900 save percentage. So that is a tale of goalies coming in and to help out get through these games. In 3rd place, the Paul Smith's Bobcats. Always love seeing Paul Smith's College in tournaments because that means I get to see Casey Garish rolling around too. So always a fun time there. Their top 2 points getters almost at 50 points. Samantha Barrett has 26 goals, 23 assists for 49 points. Fell one shy, and I'm sure she's going to look to make up for that once she hits Jacksonville for the championship. Their 2 goalies, Maddie Suma and Lola Detoni, each playing in 8 games apiece. Maddie, the slight advantage with a .924 save percentage to Lola's .896, which is still nothing to shake a stick at. Or I guess you can shake your stick, but you're not going to get your biscuit past either Lola or Maddie. In 2nd place, the Quinnipiac Bobcats. They have a more wide distribution of the goal scoring. It looks like they got about 19 girls on the roster, and 17 of them have points. So nobody's afraid to pass to anybody, which can always be a surprise. You never know just what's going to show up when you're playing against a team like Quinnipiac. And then in first place, the good old Orange, the Syracuse Orange. And, there's a song about them, right? We're in Syracuse. We are the Orange. We like to play hockey and nothing, because nothing rhymes with orange, right? You see how that goes? Anyway, their top points getter, Leah Laundrie, 28 points, 16 goals, and 12 assists, leading the way for the Syracuse Orange. An extensive bench. They have 4 goalies to choose from, and all of them are, good goalies. Save percentages over 850. Some of them almost at 950. So I encourage you to catch as many of these games as you can this upcoming week. So games start this weekend. You can find them all on the AAU Plus network. So that's AAU Plus, all spelled out. I made a comment in the comments before about it. I'll put it in there again, www.aauplus.org. And you will need to register, so make sure you get in there ahead of time. It just takes a couple of minutes to put in your information, but it is free. You can go back, and there's even some old games in there from earlier this year, including a couple games at Jefferson Community College for their men's program. So that would be the national tournament coming up this weekend and next week. So, thank you all for being here. Thank you again to my other broadcasters. I don't know if anybody else had anything they wanted to share before we sign off for the day. Seems like we're looking all right. So, again, thank you all for the chat. I see you got in there a little naughty, but you know what? We're going to be all right. Chatting is fun. It's just like hanging out together, watching a game. I appreciate you sitting here. I appreciate it. Feel free to hit that subscribe button for my YouTube channel. You'll be able to see whenever I go live with anything at all. Shout out, thank you to Donna, Casey, Michael Hecht, Randy Smallridge, my fellow broadcasters, Ian Giuliano. Thanks, Casey Garish, as well. Appreciate you all being here. Thank you to everyone for watching. Hopefully you've had a good time at your watch parties or wherever you're watching from. We'll be coming to you next live on the AAUplus.org network for the AAU National Championships at the Igloo in Jacksonville, Florida. Between now until then, I am the Dan-Dalin, a positive influence, reminding you, don't wait for it to be a good day. Make it a great day.